Come in.
Hi, Addie. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. So good to see you again.
Do you mind if I take a seat?
No, go right ahead.
So let me give you my business card. It has all my contact information, so you can get in touch with me after the meeting.
Perfect. Awesome.
Do you mind if I take notes during this meeting?
No, go right ahead.
Okay, great. So when we spoke briefly at the UGA alumni event where we were introduced, you mentioned that you needed a CRM solution. Given that I'm a Salesforce representative, I thought it would be beneficial for us to meet to discuss how our system could potentially be a great fit for your company.
That sounds great. I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Great. So just a little bit of background on me and my qualifications. I've been with the company for about 4 years now, and I have 63 clients that I work with. Many of them are, the same size as Yeti, so I do have a pretty good idea of how our system could be a great solution to your needs. However, I would like to first dig a little deeper and get your story on Yeti so that we could tailor those benefits accordingly. Does that sound good?
That sounds great, yeah.
Okay, great. So, am I correct that we have about 20 minutes today?
Yeah, I'm on a tight schedule, so that time works perfectly.
Okay, great. I'll try to make these the most valuable 20 minutes of your day.
Great.
So, let's get started. I'd love to show you an agenda for our discussion, just to show you the direction that we're going, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so first, I want to learn a little bit more about you and Yeti in general, just so I can get a better understanding of your current situation. Then I want to pinpoint your needs as a growing company. From there, I want to show you what Salesforce has to offer in relation to those needs. Then we can see how you would like to proceed and talk about next steps. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay, great. So is there anyone else you'd like to have present in this meeting today?
Well, I have to consult with the CEO and several other point people before making a decision implementing the system completely, but unfortunately they're not available today, so it's just going to be me for this meeting.
Not a problem. So then let's begin.
Awesome.
So I've gathered from our previous conversation that with your great growth, your current operations are no longer meeting your needs to provide that intimate customer experience that lies at your core values. Is that correct?
Yeah, you could say that. So with our rapid expansion, we're seeing a need for a system that's going to enable us to organize our sales force in a way that enhances those customer relations and optimize our sales, as those are, our core values.
Right. So certainly, it's my understanding that your sales focuses primarily on dealers, while your marketing focuses on direct to customers. So can you explain to me a little bit about how the management of sales occurs with this divisional structure?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we have two departments, functions somewhat independently based on their different client bases. So we have multiple systems with our field reps, so they're allowed to use their preferred method of reporting to keep track of their own accounts. Of course, they have access to all of the systems to be able to retrieve the information needed, but there's not one platform for a holistic view of all the sales activity and insights.
Right. That seems like a very taxing process that I'm sure has had an impact on your employee, productivity. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, we are experiencing, a tremendous amount of growth with the company, but I do feel that lack of integration has really decreased our employee productivity, unfortunately, because there's just additional time needed to consolidate, data, retrieve insights, and since there's not that one single source of data entry.
Right. Well, what do you think that your employees could achieve if they were to gain back that lost time?
Well, time is money, so it's like if our employees could readily access all that data, they would have more time to spend focusing on building new accounts, fostering, current customer relations, which ultimately equates to more sales, greater profits, which are our goals.
Right. So would you say that with these new accounts created and these new lead generations, you could increase revenue by, say, about 20%?
Well, it's hard to put a number on it, but that sounds like a fair estimate.
Okay. So when I spoke with your sales reps at headquarters, they had mentioned to me that they need to log into 2 or even 3 systems to answer a question at hand. So looking at this from a different perspective, how do you think this has impacted your customer experience?
Well, I'd like to believe that we are consistently, meeting our goal of providing superior customer experience. However, it does take us longer sometimes to resolve customer issues, and it doesn't help that our sales agents can't, input that information while they're out in the field.
Right. Well, have there been been any instances where you've lost customers due to your inability to immediately retrieve information?
Honestly, that's hard to say. We don't have a complete overview of our customers' account histories all in one place. Although I know it has increased customer response time some due to the inefficiencies of our current operations.
Right. Well, as a customer-oriented business, I'm sure that can be very frustrating. In addition to this customer dissatisfaction and potentially loss of customers, do you see that not having this centralized system with customer activities linked to the accounts has led to less resales?
I think there's definitely been some lost opportunity to resell to current customers due to not having that, complete tracking available for each account.
Right.
But, that too is also difficult to answer because we don't have a performance, metrics to provide us with that specific insight.
Right. I mean, I've seen it with many of my other clients that having this information available definitely increases sales opportunities and profits. So since customer accounts are not accessible in one place for sales reps within the company, do you ever see an overlap of clients?
Well, currently our field reps are assigned to specific territories in which they are responsible. However, we have had issues, where a prospect has been contacted by two separate reps in the same territory since our system doesn't allow for monitoring of the interactions with those customers.
Right. So apart from this increased time spent on damage control, to ease customer dissatisfaction, do you think that such issues have also impacted your reputation negatively?
Well, when problems like this arise, we really do invest in repairing that customer relationship. So we have still been able to maintain a positive reputation and brand image, which shows in our sales growth, obviously. Although I don't doubt that these mishaps may appear, very unprofessional, and they take away from time spent on more profitable activities for sure.
Right. So you mentioned that you don't currently have sales performance analytics. So how do you go about, managing sales activity and assessing performance?
Well, we have a lot of confidence in our sales teams. I think the numbers speak for themselves on that, so we really trust that they're going to do a great job with that.
Do you think that being able to monitor sales activity and the overall success of your reps, might be helpful in, really tailoring your business strategy and growing your business even more?
Well, now that you bring it up, I think that having sales reports would be advantageous, determining where to best focus our efforts or, motivating sales reps to achieve that maximum performance, as well as providing guidance where it's necessary to move, an order along to close, for sure.
Right. So considering that, you are a customer-oriented business, I could see why you would want to alleviate some of these issues. Based on what we've discussed, do you think that having a comprehensive system that allows for this live, visible compilation of customer and activity data, as well as reporting, would allow you to boost your transparency and productivity? Do you think that, with your expansion, this could help contribute to even more growth?
Yeah, certainly. I think it would not only help us meet our expansion goals, but also to enable us to meet the scope of our work and maintain success in the long run.
Right. Well, by implementing Salesforce, just so you know, companies similar to Yeti have on average experienced a 200% increase in new lead generation, a 40% increase in new customer accounts, and a 30% increase in purchase orders. And not just that, but inside and outside sales representatives have saved, on average, 18 and 30 hours respectively on order processing and generation.
Wow.
So I am confident that implementing Salesforce would allow you to increase your revenue by 20% through, recapturing those lost hours and potential gains of a new system. So how does that sound?
That sounds very intriguing, honestly. And reflecting with you, on our business, I recognize that, as a company, we need to invest in a useful tool like this. So I'm definitely open to hearing more about Salesforce as a solution.
Well, great. So if you don't have any questions or comments at the moment, I'd like to, give you a brief overview of what we've discussed and then jump into a demonstration of the product to show you what it can offer.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Okay, great. So like I said, you're lacking that sales activity tracking, a single point of customer information and order history, and sales performance reporting, which has caused inefficiencies and in turn decreased the productivity of your teams, and has resulted in a potential revenue loss of about 20%. Is that accurate?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's pretty accurate. With the positive growth, I didn't realize how much of an impact not having that robust CRM systems will have on our company.
Yeah, well, as you'll see in the demonstration, Salesforce can definitely help you recapture those losses and help you stay on that growth path. So no worries.
Great to hear.
So do you mind if I come to your side of the table to demonstrate some of these benefits that Salesforce has to offer?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to set it up for you.
Perfect.
And then let you get your hands on it.
That sounds great. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, so what you're seeing right now is the homepage or the dashboard of a sales agent, where you see right away a sales performance report indicating all open and closed transactions in relation to a set goal. So an administrator account can see sales performance across the entire organization, and reports can be generated from this reports tab right over here to reveal performance and sales trends. So it seems easy enough, right?
Yeah, that seems like a really useful tool.
I think so too. So if you want to get your hands on it,
absolutely.
if you click on accounts, you can see that all your accounts are now in one area that can be accessed by salespeople remotely from any device, including mobile platforms.
Wow.
Yeah, so this goes for contacts and opportunities as well, which provides a holistic view and relieves that concern of having, disjointed and not up-to-date data.
Right.
Now let's practice adding an account by clicking New in the top right corner.
Mm-hmm.
Input any data.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
And then click Save. So now let's click into the newly created account.
Okay.
And you can see here that no duplicates exist.
Mm-hmm.
So this prevents the client overlapping issue that we were just discussing.
Right.
And then within each account, you can add contacts, opportunities, cases, as well as notes or attachments. Yeah. And I'd like to point out, since your business is so customer focused, that from this page you can also create related tasks, calls or events, as well as send emails directly from here.
Wow, I love that.
I thought you would. So since you expressed concerns too about the sales activity tracking, let's create an opportunity by clicking New.
Okay.
And see how Salesforce can provide you that benefit. Okay. So again, just input any data. Make sure you put the stage of the sale as well.
Okay.
And then click Save. So when we click into the opportunity, you can see this tracker bar that indicates the process of the sale, which can be changed very simply by clicking on this button here. And stage history also shows up at the bottom portion of the page. So you always have a clear understanding of where the sale is at.
Right.
Also, to save time, you can create an account, opportunity, task, all from the tab bar by clicking on the drop-down arrow.
Okay.
As you can see, all of your records will be in one place and in one format that allows for sales performance reporting, customer and activity tracking and data input, and sales activity, understanding. So how does that look?
That looks great, honestly. My only concern is that we still do have those two divisions, the marketing and sales division. So how would the CRM system accommodate for both of those?
Okay, yeah, certainly. So if you click on the app launcher in the top left corner over here, you will see that we have a marketing platform that automatically integrates with the sales platform. So if you click into it, you'll notice that it's similarly configured to the system that I just showed you to provide the same benefits that we discussed, as well as e-marketing and communication campaigns.
Wow, great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So does that address your apprehension?
Oh, absolutely it does. Yeah, I think that the system really suits the company perfectly.
I think so too, and it's actually customizable and scalable, so there's no need to find another solution in the future as you hopefully continue to grow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we covered, the benefit side. Now let's talk a little bit about money, because I know that as a business, you need to see an investment give you a return that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So for visual sake, I'd like to create a diagram to hopefully make this a little more clear for you. Okay, so on this side, we have the cost of having Salesforce. And on this side, we have the cost of not having Salesforce. So the cost of Salesforce is $185 per month per employee enrolled, plus an initial setup fee of $25,000. So together that comes out to $43,500 for the first month, and then $18,500 per month thereafter. So I know that's a little bit of sticker shock for you, but now let's take a look at the cost of not having Salesforce. So over here, we said that having a system like Salesforce would likely increase your revenue by about 20%. So given the $450 million revenue report that was reported, that would mean an opportunity cost of about $90 million.
Wow.
Yeah, big number.
Yeah.
So, in comparing the two figures, can you see the value a little bit better in investing in such a system?
Absolutely. I mean, you set it out really clear here. I mean, it almost seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure. So do you have any questions for me regarding the system, or is there anything that I can elaborate on for you?
I think you pretty much covered everything. My only question would be, you talked about the two different fees. Is this going to be an annual cost or?
Right, so it's actually not necessarily an annual cost. We understand that you have to see the value in the system in order to continue to invest in it. So it is a monthly commitment.
That's great. So that would allow me to spread the expense over the entire year as opposed to paying the entire, year up front, and I really appreciate that feature.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want to lock companies into a solution that's not working for them and not giving them the benefits that we promise, and I'm sure you will see if we go ahead.
Yeah, certainly. And I think that you've really understood our issues and demonstrated how Salesforce can resolve them through providing a more efficient system.
Well, great. So I understand that you need to speak with several other point people, before going ahead and purchasing the system. Right. Do you think we can set up a follow-up meeting with them for possibly next week?
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely speak with them afterwards, but I think we could do lunch sometime next week.
Okay, great. In the meantime, I hope you shared, the value that you have seen today.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
Them. Okay, wonderful.
It was great to meet with you
again. It was
again.
so great meeting with you again. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. I look forward to lunch.
Wonderful.
Thank you.